Flight Boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're not listening to the Mind of that Terry's Moon, Flight Boss, the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities, and I must do this. Now, this video right here is for anybody who think we are in hell. There's a lot of videos on the motherfucking internet with people claiming this is hell, right? And these gonna be the same people who claim that they're not in some form of indoctrination. Now, here's the argument, right? When you get the term hell, now look, me as Archangel Uriel, right? I understand dimensions of hell. So when we talk about hell, it could be from merely the concept of beings going through the weather of snow, going through a season, going through the time frame when fucking the water freezes up there and come down in sleet or hail or snow. You see what I'm saying? So these are the concepts when we talk about us living in a realm and where all the frequency vibrations of hell came from. But listen, you got people right now saying that we live, now from that aspect, that's the truth. But here comes the indoctrination and people who are really teaching this shit, teaching people to be in the frequency vibration of accepting that the terms and conditions of being in hell, which this is a religious annotation. Because for the most part, who told you we was in hell? Who gave you that concept? I thought so. A religion. A religion gave you the concept of any form of hell. And you know what's the fucked up part about it, right? The people that's teaching we are in hell is going to be the same people teaching you that religion is what's fucking people head up. Ain't that some fucking shit? But if you was to ask them what is hell, the only references they can go to is a motherfucking Bible. Now this is some motherfucking stupid shit. Because if you was never indoctrinated with no Bible or no perspective of hell, and then you had a pure spirit, and then you had somebody come and describing to you a concept of hell, the first thing you gonna correlate that to is a form of a weather that we have to go through, a form of resistance, a form of pattern, a form of having to do something in routine that you're tired of, but you may be trapped in it based upon an obligation or a situation. You see what I'm saying? Now, anybody who's teaching any kind of science of we are in hell, this comes from a person whose spirit may have been through a lot of harsh experiences, right? And they went through a lot of hell in their life, but since they grew up indoctrinated, they metaphorically combined the two. So they combined it what they was indoctrinated with their everyday life experiences. And once you go through a lot of experiences, not getting no higher help, not getting the help the way whatever you indoctrinated in told you how you should get help. Like your religion say you're gonna get help in this way, but when your prayers don't work in your real life, and then you see you going through these harsh experiences and not seeing that indoctrination help you, then you start trying to unindoctrinate yourself, right? But you still cling on to a lot of these indoctrinations. So when you claim you're wise and you claim that you get smart and shit like that, and then you consciously unindoctrinate yourself, what happens here is, what is the whole purpose or reason of still talking about heaven or hell then? Because it came from that indoctrination. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you understand it from a spiritual annotation, then you know heaven and hell is the same place. Your motherfucking meanings and reasonings of teaching either place is just you on the same opposite end. You're teaching people to be in that concept. And that concept is a religious indoctrination. Who said this was hell? How you know that this ain't a form of whatever y'all want to call heaven? Which I look at it like this: life is what you make it. So if you want to talk about a form of indoctrination, you could create a hell for yourself, or you could create a heaven. But it's really neither one of those. It's you signing up for to play out certain roles and frequency vibrations, and based upon what's relative to you and the people, places, and things outside of you, you're going to experience some things that cater to you and some things that don't cater to you. Now, the things that don't cater to you, the moment you start calling this hell and things of that nature, that's forms of indoctrination that you're putting on it. You're putting yourself in that type of shit. The moment you start calling the moments that cater to you heaven and prosperous, you getting lost on the same polar end. You just indoctrinated under some religious shit. Who told you this was hell? And if you gon' and the only way you can describe to me how whoever told you this was hell is going by whatever you was indoctrinated with in the first place. So what is the fucking purpose of you teaching people to get unindoctrinated by teaching them how to be lost in indoctrination? You see how crazy that motherfucking shit is? Don't listen to no motherfucking religious nuts out here that didn't get past jail knowledge, or who didn't go past the sun. They knowledge don't go past the sun. They don't know nothing about no other stars or planets and shit like that. So their level of consciousness only reach past the sun. So they don't really go nowhere. They only gonna go to the shape and form of the sun, right back here. Motherfuckers ain't ascending no motherfucking where. They level of smartness and realization has reached the limit, and they won't have no form of understanding, so they won't be able to understand no person, place, or thing outside of them. Nothing will seem right to them because they missed the shift. People who are kicking this shit missed the shift. Matter of fact, they missed 2 shifts. They didn't even catch the 2012 shift. If they still kicking that religious shit. You see what I'm saying? People been past that shit in 2012. If y'all watch videos like Michael Lasky and Series King and shit like that, these motherfuckers been past that shit way in 2012. You know what I'm saying? That shit, all that shit been all that shit. So don't listen to nobody who try to put your spirit in a hell, and then make you feel like you need to go to the opposite of heaven, because that's the same fucking place. Don't listen to no religious fanatics out here and then they kick that shit like it's the truth. Because who told you? Who told them that? And they have no choice but to go back to a book, a Bible. See what I'm saying? Watch these motherfuckers. Watch these snake motherfuckers with jail knowledge, because these are people who are not spiritual. They're just conscious. They're consciously aware of some shit, so they try to make you consciously aware of it. But they didn't fully spiritually understand it themselves from a spiritual nature. So they have limits and blockages and talk bullshit and talk bullshit like it's actually real when it's not. You see what I'm saying? Who say heaven and hell is real? These are stupid motherfuckers like this. People who are religious, like dumbass motherfuckers. People who are still religiously under this type of religious indoctrination. They miss the shift. These are people who still think the sun rise. They still think the sun rise and fall. When we know for a fucking fact that the sun is based upon what's relative to us. What may be rising to us ain't rising somewhere else. To another star or another planet that other beings will be on, or this, that, and the third. So it's all about what's relative to us and how we're spinning, and based upon our rotation. You see what I'm saying? This is how we get the correlation to things, where it's no such thing as something rising or setting. This was relative to us. So when the sun appears to be above us is based upon position. Now the position and how we relate based upon the reality we in, this is how we perceive it. So this is what kind of concepts we got to deal with. So this is how we can say what's up to us. But we know that's not the general truth, because for an example, you as a person next to another person, what's up to you may be down to someone else. You may be upstairs, someone may be downstairs. Or AKA, let's get into the spirit realm. You may be up and someone may be down. You may be up on some type of resources and someone got a lack of resources. So you up on them. You got one up on them. You see what I'm saying? So what's up to you and then to them, you might not even be a goal to them. They may want something else what would make them feel up. So you not even a representation on what's up to them. So you see what I'm saying? It's different forms of up and down. Once you understand that concept on a spiritual nature, you'll really start understanding shit. But don't listen to nobody out here who said it's a few motherfuckers out here. It's a few motherfuckers out here. And that's, you leave detach yourself from that energy and you leave them motherfuckers in hell. You don't want to follow them in hell because you're following them in some type of religious annotation. Who said this was hell? You know what I'm saying? Who told you that? That religion. And who made up that religion? You see what I'm saying? When your spirit wanted to do this. So when you come here and make out of what you want to make it out of, your ass can choose whatever you want to be in. So I don't give a fuck how hellistic a situation you are in. There's information in that you can feel good in that situation. And the more you do that, the more you'll manifest that in your life. And fuck what you calling heaven or hell. You creating a circumstance of what's prosperous to you and what you signed up for in this realm of reality. Don't let nobody put your motherfucking spirit in no general fucking jail cell. Try to make your ass have some type of rules and authority so they can fucking rule you. That's all that shit come from. It's from the same motherfucking spirit. All that shit is from the same fucking spirit. I'm Archangel Uriel. You detach yourself from that shit as fast as possible. You get the fuck away from that. Flight boss, bitch. Goddamn air.